Hello people, this is Bob from Kharischangeworks. I hope that you are well. Before we get into today's little short story, which is an interesting one, I do like this one, it's really good. It talks about our position and our perspective in life. It's good. Before we get into it, I want to ask you just to do all the YouTube admin, the thumbs up, the share, the subscribe, comments. When you hit the bell, pick all, please. That way you'll get notified from all the little videos that we upload every day. And also tell all your friends and your family that we need to get this community growing. If they can also add their subscriptions to the channel, that would be fantastic. Let's have a look and see what today's little story is all about. Let's have a read. It is called Life is Like a Cup of Coffee. Now, I like coffee. It's nice. A group of businessmen, highly established in their careers, got to visit their old university professor. Conversation soon turned into complaints about stress in work and in life. Offering his guests coffee, the professor went to the kitchen and returned with a large pot of coffee and assortment of cups. Porcelain, plastic, glass, crystal, some plain looking, some expensive, some exquisite, telling them to help themselves to the coffee. When all the students had a cup of coffee in hand, the professor said, "If you've noticed, all the nice looking expensive cups have been taken up, leaving behind the plain and cheap ones. While it is normal for you to only want the best for yourselves, that is the source of your problems and your stress. Be assured that the cup itself adds no quality to the coffee. In most cases, it is just more expensive, and in some cases even hides what we drink. What all of you really wanted was the coffee, not the cup. But you consciously went for the best cups, and then you began eyeing each other's cups. Now consider this. Life is the coffee. The jobs, the money, and the position in society are the cups. They are just tools to hold and to contain life, and the type of cup we have does not define nor change the quality of life we have. Sometimes by concentrating only on the cup, we fail to enjoy the coffee. Savor the coffee, not the cups. The happiest peoples don't have the best of everything. They just make the best of everything. Live simply, love generously, care deeply, speak kindly. What else is there to say? In many ways, I'm quite speechless. What an amazing amount of truths are found in this short story. See, so many people who have made it in life, the rich, the wealthy, the powerful, those who've climbed up the ladder of success. Their cups might be huge, their cups might be the most expensive, because all they focus on is the cup. And whilst they might have a big cup, it might be empty. Empty of life, empty of love, empty of relationships, empty of kindness. The fundamentals of life, they might be empty of. Why? Because they have given themselves to the achievement of a bigger cup, the expensive cup. Isn't it true that when you have, you want more? When you have the best, you continually to seek only the best. And whilst that is not such a bad thing, when that becomes your only driving force, that regardless by which means you get it, you sacrifice the important things in life, my friend, you're only expanding your cup, you're not expanding or filling it with you. Your life will be hollow and empty. Pointless having a huge, big, expensive cup if you don't even know that it's there to be used to drink coffee with. So you see, so many people's attention and focus and energy is given to career, it's given to earning money, it's given to influence, it's given to power. And in the meantime, they cut everything that's important, they cut it off. And they might become cold and callous and lonely, bitter and embittered. Because you see, if you constantly chase what is the most expensive, you have to work longer hours. If you continually chase what is power, you might have to stamp on some people to get there. And yet, when you just simply enjoy and appreciate that what you have, and not let money be your master, but let money be your servant, all of a sudden, it doesn't matter how much you have. It is the value and appreciation that you show towards that what you do have. My friend, all I'm going to ask you to do is simply reevaluate how big your cup is. Then I'm going to ask you to do is to evaluate whether you enjoy your cup of coffee. Do the things that you do bring you satisfaction? Do the things what you do bring you joy? Do the people who you engage with on a day-to-day basis, do they add value to you? Do you add value to them? You see, my friend, maybe a little bit of a off-track subject here, but let's go for it. But you see, when we live our life and we have all the wealth in the world, we've got the cars, we've got the houses, we've got the clothes, we've got the jewelry, we've got the paintings, we've got everything that money can buy, and it looks good, it glitters and it's gold and it's precious and it's fantastic. My friend, the day you die, that means absolutely zero. You see, the grave is the same for the multi-billionaire as it is for the homeless person. There is no discrimination. You see, you can't take your money with you. You can't take your jewelry with you. Yes, they might put your jewelry in the coffin with you, but my friend, it's going to stay there. You can't take nothing with you the day you die. And let's be honest, if we may, for a second, when we get to our deathbed, I can tell you now, not that I've been on my deathbed, but I can tell you I've known a few people who has lost family. They've always said the same thing to me. They never ask about who's going to pay my next payment on the house, who's going to pay my next payment on the car. They always ask, how's the family? Hope you are well. Things like, I love you. Those kind of things are the things that become more important as we grow older in life. The material They are just a means to an end. And what I'm going to ask you to do is, I'm going to ask you to evaluate and be totally, brutally honest with yourself and say what is important in life for you. If it is that you're running towards the status end of things, my friend, when you get to the other end of your life, when it gets to you on your deathbed, you'll be worried about who's going to pay your next payment. And you might forget the people who might be doing that are the very people who you have shunned. We take memories, we take relationships, we take people with us to our deathbed. Because ultimately, you don't lie in your tuxedo suit or your silk dress. There you lie in hospital rags. They, quite frankly, don't care. It's a cruel world we live in, and it's unfair in many ways. But this can be said about life. It's not discriminative in any way, shape or form. But what sets us apart is not how we live our lives. It is the attitude in which we do live our lives. When we decide that we're going to tackle life with what we've got and we make the most of it, you'll find peace. You see, at this point in time, I have very little. Yet I'm the happiest I've ever been. In the past, when I was working high-pressure jobs, I had money. Maybe not as much as I would have liked. But with that came a lot of pressure and a lot of stress. I wasn't necessarily happy, albeit I climbed up the old career ladder. I've achieved a heck of a lot. Now, on the other hand, I've got less money, but my golly gosh, in my heart and in my mind, I'm the freest person in the world. And in many ways, I prefer this life than the one with stress and agony. Myself and Lara, we are on a quest. We want to work hard and we want to earn a lot of money. Don't get us wrong. And I reckon we will get there. The good thing between us is we have our priorities right. Her and I, we talk every single day about the important things in life. And we balance each other out to keep our eyes fixed on the coffee in spite of the size of the cup. My friend, focus on the flavor of the coffee and savor that rather than the cup that you just put over there and never ever use, fearful that it might fall and break. Because if it does, what are you going to do? The question is, what can you do? Because all your energy is in a cup. And when you come crashing down and when you hit rock bottom, that now is maybe the wake-up call that so many people need. And when you hit bottom and you go, and you can't work things out, it's because the people who you need are no longer there. So I'm going to ask you, realign your focus, not on the cup, but on the coffee. Make memories, friendships. Make strong, healthy relationships. Because those are the foundations and those are the pillars that we all need in life. It's crucial. It's a different one, it's a deep one, this one, but I think it's important that we understand that coffee is far more important than the cup. In the metaphor story, of course. That's all I want to say. Readjust what is needing to be adjusted in your life. Hope I've said that right. Get your priorities in the right place. I hope this has maybe opened your eyes, maybe to a different kind of way of thinking about life. And if it does, or if it has, please let us know. Please tell all your friends and your family. Let's get this community growing. Maybe this is something that you or they might need. Please share. For now, this is Mark from Kharischangeworks, and I'll speak to you soon.